StevenShaw here, and I'm going to be teaching you how to play guitar from the very, very starting point. So one thing I've always loved is, in starting anything and learning anything, is I want to know the root of everything. I want to know the foundation. As simple as, and especially giving guitar lessons for years and years, there's a lot of things that just people don't know. As simple as, like, what's this thing called? It's called a pick. You can finger pick, and you can guitar pick. Guitar pick's going to be your main source for most people. This is a 6-string acoustic guitar. I'm teaching you on an acoustic because most everything can be translated over to an electric guitar, and when you get to an electric guitar, it's actually a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier to play. So why not learn on the hard stuff, so then when you go to jam out on an electric guitar, it's going to be really easy. So I've been playing guitar for over 25 years, been writing, recording, producing music, and I love music, and I've been helping others grow a passion for music and their music ability. There's one thing to be a fan of music, and there's one thing to be able to create music. I think can be very different. The way you hear music when you start learning how to play is very unique and awesome, and so I would love to encourage that in you. So first, you got to tune it. Almost every guitar lesson I've ever began, the very first one, grab their guitar and it's blah, and so we got to tune the guitar first. There's a lot of great apps out there. I use one called ClearTune. Look that up on the App Store and download that first. So pause this video, go get that, because you're going to need to tune your guitar first. All right, now that you're back, or if you know your guitar's already tuned, you should have an E, A, D, G, B, E. So write that down if you need to. I would actually suggest you get a piece of paper and a pen to write stuff down. What we're going to do is, I've never done these videos. This is my very first one. I also didn't do any research on how other people do this, so it's kind of even not my style. I'm just going to make it, fake it until I make it here. So I'm going to have things pop up on the screen like this, and I would suggest you screenshot it. So they'll be up there for a couple seconds at a time. Screenshot it so you have, that's how I'll teach you chords and scales and various other information. Screenshot that, and then you can email it to yourself and print it out if you need, or do it that way. So an easy way to learn the notes of these strings is an acronym, and the first one I learned, super stupid, but E, A, D, G, B, E. Elvis always drinks good beverages every day. However you can remember it, just remember it. So when you're tuning, you can actually tune, so your guitar sounds good. This is a Taylor guitar. It's been my baby for a very long time. I did the finish on it, so you're not going to be able to find this one anywhere. That's why I did it. But so let's, if you haven't got your guitar tuned yet, or even if you have, let's make sure. So the first string, the low E, which don't get confused by that. It doesn't mean low as in low to the floor. Low E means your low E, because we also have a high E. Okay, they're both E. So this low, you can check your tuning as well. The thing you want to start doing is developing your ear, which is going to be very important for all of your future playing. So if you keep turning it, make sure they're little adjustments, but if you keep turning it and it's not sounding better, you're probably going in the wrong direction. So might want to go down, might need to go up, but that's your E, A, D. This is so when we're playing together, it doesn't sound terrible. G. Elvis always drinks good. Yeah, G. B. E. High E, low E, right? My go-to chord to make sure I'm tuned is always a G, which I'll teach you today. Because you hit all the strings, and so it's good to, you can also do an E, I guess. But G, your kind of fingers are on more spots, so you can also see if your guitar's intonation is good, which means intonation means you the neck is not bent, because if it is, doesn't matter if your guitar's in tune, you're going to go play a chord somewhere and it's going to be off. So that's the next thing. If you bought a new guitar, even if you didn't buy a new guitar, it's been sitting around, guitars need to be intonated every few months. Depends on how much you play. That's going to make it play easier, sound better, feel better. Take it to a guitar place. I have a great connection, a great guitar guy in Dana Point, if you're local to me, that you're going to want to do it. It's going to feel better. Brand new strings, and it's just going to feel great, sound great. So that's the next step. If you really want to do this, do it right? So first time I teach you is a G. If you're playing on a nylon string guitar, the strings kind of feel like plastic and it's super easy. You're not going to have to worry so much about this. If you're playing on a steel string guitar like this one, then the strings are going to feel like wires and they're going to hurt your fingertips very bad. The skin on the tips of your fingers are going to get stronger. It's called callus. You're going to get dense. I've played until I've bled before. So yes, there's some sacrifices with this thing called guitar, or as I like to call it, the G-tar. That's just because I'm a goofball. So play until it hurts, take a little break, keep on playing. But the skin will get tougher, and the next thing you know, it doesn't hurt no more, and then it's super fun to play. So I still go through times of owies. So first chord is going to be a G. So where your fingers are placed for these chords makes all the difference. I'm going to teach you a simple progression, which is going to be G, C, and D. Okay, there's going to be a root. Most of the time you can find a root to your chord switches, which will help you switch faster. All right, so my ring finger never leaves for that chord progression. So stuff like that. So you can see that was just 3 chords. You could play 1,000 songs with those 3 chords. And so first one's a G. It's going to pop up on the screen. So the dots are where your fingers go. The lines are the strings. Let me explain to you real fast what all this stuff is, just so you know. So this is called the headstock of your guitar. These are the tuning pegs. This is the nut. You're going to need to know that, because on your picture, I got to show you where the nut is so you know where you are on your guitar. The lines underneath going this way are the frets. We're going to be talking about frets a lot, because when I say place your middle finger, 2nd fret, 1st string, you know right where to go. Okay, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fingers, you're going to know where the 3rd fret is. So 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. It goes all the way up to, depending on your guitar, it could be 22 or 26 frets, 24 frets. If you hear my kids whining in the back, whatever. So G chord, you want to place your middle finger, low E string, or your 1st string closest to your face, 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3. 3rd fret, low E, middle finger. That is so you can place your pointing finger on the 2nd fret, A string, or 2nd string. Okay, so low E string, so that's your first 2. 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay. Well, going fast here, rewind, keep watching until you can learn this stuff, because it'll be confusing. I'll try to go slow. The next 2 strings are open. So a natural thing to do, a lot of people do, is they're looking like this, right? They've got their fingers kind of covering a bunch of frets, which is, you can't do, because that's going to cover and cut off your other notes. So you want to kind of come, so you can see this like on top, like you're coming around, not flat, you're coming around. So your thumb placement on the back of the neck is going to be very important as well. You're going to have to play with it, kind of feel where you feel comfortable. Depending on how big your hands are, that's going to make all the difference. So there's not really one right way. So come on top, and then you've got your ring finger on the B string, or 5th string, and your pinky on the high E string, or 6th string. Making sure that these 2 middle strings are open and hearable. So that's a big full G. use a single finger on G, but I like both. It's richer, bigger, prettier. Plus it makes it easier for the next 2 chord transitions. And I find that this finger, actually the ring finger, where my ring finger at, will be in a lot of chords. So it's a nice little quick transition trick. So that's your G. Now watch the C. Very easy and quick transition. Bam. All I'm moving is my middle finger and my pointer finger. Alright, so my pinky and ring finger stay right where they're at. So they stay put. Which also means it's also good and bad, because that also means these 2 fingers, your pinky and your ring, are going to get very tired. We're going to incorporate the pinky a lot because the pinky is very important, especially when we start moving the scales, which I'm going to teach you one today. Pinky finger's got to be just as strong as the other fingers, and as comfortable on the frets. So the G, again, rewind, keep going over this until it feels comfortable. But now we're going to move on to the C. What we do, as soon as we start moving to these higher chords, it's going to be another aspect, meaning, so middle finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string or A string, pointy finger, 3rd string or D string. So it's just moving down a fret. Same frets, different string. So G and C. What you got to do with the C is block that low E string. You're not playing the low E when you're playing a C. Doesn't sound terrible, but that's the top. You don't want to hear that. All you want to hear is... You don't want to hear that. You just want to hear your C. So I'm literally pressing on, or I'm touching the low E string with my middle finger that's touching the 3rd fret A string. I know it's confusing, but you just got to block that. Unless you can pick so perfectly that you don't have to worry about it, meaning you're not even touching that string, that's cool too. But it's also, I'm hitting all the strings and I like to play hard, so I just block that. Some people like to block it with, they can also block it with their thumb finger instead. Whatever's comfortable for you, just don't hit that low E when you're playing a C. So then you've just got that middle G string that you're not touching. So that's your G, your C, D. Now, I've just raised my pinky finger, but my ring finger's still in the same spot. So for G, it's there. For C, it's there. And for D, ring finger's still there. Okay, that's gonna make for easy transition. You can do that a lot with, especially, I guess I played weird chords. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I am not music theory savvy, like at all. I was 10 years into playing professionally before I even learned what the names of the chords were, so you're not going to get a lot of theory from me. You're going to get the names of the chords and some scales and chord shapes, but yeah, that's the best I can do for you. So if you want theory, you got to go somewhere else. So yeah, G, C, D. Okay, so now your D, you're only playing the top 4 strings. That's an open G again, open D string. So those are the only strings that you're playing. So you've got your pointy finger, G string, 2nd fret, middle finger, 2nd fret, high E string. Okay? Ring finger, 3rd fret, B string, and the D string's open. So and those are the little variations you can do. So that's a D. But if you were to keep that pinky on, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And you'll hear, I'll play these 3 chords together, and you'll hear how that adds a little flavor to it. So that's your D. So you got your G, C, D. So you put those together. Sounds like a million songs you could sing. So that transition time, very easy because your ring finger never leaves. Play with that pinky. It's all good and easy things. So for this first session, so I just taught you 3 chords, which is a lot to learn for your first time. So you can stop there and come back to this video later. However, each time I would love to throw in a scale. A quick and easy scale, because scales help you, your finger strength, your comfortability around the neck, on the string, strengthening, toughening, and then just getting to know your way around your guitar. When you go to play chords, it's going to be a lot easier, basically. So this is called a G scale, G major scale. It's been a long time since I played that. Very basic, very easy. One thing I love about this is you're utilizing all your fingers. So assign a finger to a fret, and there's no crossovers. That same finger that you've assigned is staying. So your fingers are going to look like a spider, like crawling up and down your neckboard, fretboard. So this is a little bit different. This is going to look different than the chord dots that you just followed. Now, you see where the nut is, and you see where the strings are. So now the numbers are where you're supposed to be playing. So this is 3 5 2 3 5 2 4 5 2 4 5 3 5 2 3 5. Okay, and that's all actually I want you to do for this week, is just go up like that. So you've got your pointing finger is 2nd fret, middle finger is 3rd fret, ring finger is 4th fret, and pinky is 5th fret. You're going to keep that the whole time. So you got 3 5 on the E string. See that on the paper? 3 5 3 5, and then 2 3 5. So you're not playing them together. This is all individual notes. 3 5 2 3 5 2 4 5 2 4 5 3 5 2 3 5. Okay, so I don't want to see any of this. Okay, granted, I just played it as fast as I did the other way, but you're not gonna be able to play it sloppy. But you're not gonna be able to play it that fast with one finger. And the point is to get everything comfortable and strong. So that's what I want to see from you. Obviously, I'm not going to see you, but I would love to hear how things are progressing. If I'm not covering certain things, please comment below. I'd love to improve these videos as I go. First thing I would say to do with this scale and many scales is try to memorize the numbers first, so you're not having to look at your paper, look at your fingers, look at your paper, look at your fingers, because that gets super tiring and annoying. So just remember 3 5 2 3 5 2 4 5 2 4 5 3 5 2 3 5. It's easy because the first 2 and the last 2 are the same. 3 5 2 3 5, and then you jump up 3 5 2 3 5. So then all you got to remember is the 2 ones in the middle that are the same. 2 4 5 2 4 5 3 5 2 3 5 2 4 5 2 4 5 3 5 2 3 5. Boom. And that is your first lesson with StevenShaw. I'll probably come up with a clever name for this other than StevenShaw Guitar Lessons, because that's kind of what I do. So thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, hit alert on the button so you know when I post another one of these. I'll try to do them regularly, but life is crazy, so not all the time. But see you later.